So Washington Commanders OTAs was today, and we got a lot to talk about. We got the Washington Commanders bringing out Brian Mitchell to help out the fellas. We got JD5 there. We got some veteran players like Terry McLaurin, Laramie Tunsil, and Marshawn Lattimore not there. And also we heard from Coach Kliff Kingsbury. It's a lot to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen, so let's talk about it.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career, and he's already milking injuries? Like,
stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, and Shawty is the winner. You can tell that Shawty's no beginner, she's confident.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We have the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video where we're going to be talking about OTA Day 1 and recapping all of the fun that went down today. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Before we make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. We greatly appreciate if you reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Let's get straight to it. So I first want to start by saying, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all the comments on yesterday's video. And the good thing that I love about y'all, and especially having an older fan base, is y'all don't sugarcoat nothing. And I don't come from that. I love that. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it real with me, you know what I'm saying? And telling me what it is in the comment section, not feeling bad for me, you know, and not saying, oh, it's okay. Just giving it to me straight how it is, bro. And that's how I grew up. Nothing was ever like sugarcoated, right? And a lot of y'all were giving me some different perspectives and stuff like that, but also a lot of y'all was like, Juan, you gotta study, bro. If that's what you really want to do, you gotta put in the work to study. You know what I'm saying? And I always continue, like I say, put myself in a box like, oh, I gotta join by this age, or I gotta do this by this age. And it's like, nah, relax, have patience. If it take you 6 months to a year to study for that joint, if that's what you want to do, you know what I'm saying, do it. But then it's also like other comments I was reading like, Juan, you got something good with this YouTube stuff. Like, you got 9,000, about to be 10,000 subscribers. You're doing something fantastic. And again, I thank y'all for the comments, but it just always comes back to me focusing on myself, not comparing myself to other people my age or feeling like I'm not doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? And just feeling like a failure or whatever and feel incomplete because I'm not what they're doing. Everybody's lane is different. And, you know, that being said, I'm going to just take my time with that specific test or whatever. But in the meantime, I'm going to focus on my content creation and trying to make this into my full-time job, if I'm being honest, and really doing that. So I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to upgrade the channel. I'm going to go all in and just keep my head down in a tunnel vision and neural focus when it comes to that. All right. I love y'all and I appreciate it. But let's get to today's video. All right. I hope y'all watch that and then skip forward. You know what I'm saying? Because I love y'all and I want y'all feedback on that as well. But anyways, so Washington had OTA Day 1 today. It's always a good sighting to see the players back in the building working now, going to team activities. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because why does it feel like the season is coming fast? Like, I know it's only May 28th, but it probably only feels that way because we're seeing the players at the bubble in practice and stuff like that. But it feels like things are creeping up slowly but surely. And the fellas were there. You saw guys like Jaden Daniels, you saw guys like Jalen Lane, Josh Connolly Jr. You got Brian Mitchell helping out the young fellas there. So it definitely was a very, very, very good day. I will say the thing that I loved the most was what we're going to talk about, and that's Brian Mitchell. Y'all know how fiery Brian Mitchell is about this team, man. Not only because he played for the team, but he's not a guy that's going to be with the BS. Right? He's not a guy that's going to allow piss poor play. He's going to call it what it is. I remember year in and year out, especially under the Ron Rivera era, man, he would be giving these guys the business on air. You know what I'm saying? Like telling them like, man, this is trash. I don't know what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. And now Washington, long but overdue. You know what I'm saying? They're doing it. It's long overdue. They're allowing guys like him to come out and show guys like Jalen Lane punt return techniques and stuff like that, which we seem to have our early answer, which we already knew was the case. Jalen Lane, punt returner for the Washington Commanders. That seems like something that we already knew. But Brian Mitchell out there helping them, you know what I'm saying, getting them right. You also have guys like Santana Moss, who I think should start coming around, right? Being more involved if he wants to do that. I feel like Brian Mitchell's more so a guy that wants to do that. I would even love for Logan Paulson to take some, you know what I'm saying, give some advice to the tight end group. Obviously, Daryl Green offering his services as well. We got to find ways to get these legends and these older Washington players back involved into the community and to the youth of the team. And it seems like now that, you know, obviously the former owner's gone, that more of these guys are willing and wanting to do that. Now, again, as we know, OTAs, it ain't nothing like too spectacular besides the guys playing catch and, you know what I'm saying, organized team activities as it's called. But I think a lot of it really for us is more so to see the players back and to hear the coaches. I love what Kliff Kingsbury had to say today. It's always a good sign to hear from Kliff Kingsbury, you know what I'm saying, because obviously we know he is one of the best offensive coordinators in today's game, and we know he's going to be a head coach here soon. And he pretty much had a lot to say in terms of, like, we're in the baby stages, the infant stages of putting everything together. He says there's a lot from this offense that is still untapped. It's a lot of potential with this offense, and there's a lot of mouths to feed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if Kliff really said that about this team last year. I'm not sure. Maybe he did. But having a lot of mouths to feed on this offense means that we made significant upgrades at these positions with adding receivers like Debo, Jalen Lane, etc. And obviously adding guys like Ja'Cory Cross-Murray to the running back room and bringing back Zach Ertz and stuff like that. But I love what we did hear from Kliff. That was like my favorite quote. But then we'll also talk about how Kliff Kingsbury said on managing egos with many top talents on the offense. He says, I never had a player who doesn't want the ball. I'm going to get cussed out, but you'd rather have really good players cuss you out than bad players cuss you out. So that's what Kliff said about, you know, egos and stuff like that. Like, obviously we know he's probably referring more so to like a Debo Samuel. And I think Debo, I'm not going to say he doesn't have an ego, but he's probably going to be more relaxed and more understanding that, you know what I'm saying, of his role, and especially with him wanting to extend his NFL career, getting a contract extension and getting another opportunity with a new team after the 49ers, you know, traded him and stuff like that. So I feel like we're going to see a very different Debo Samuel, because I can't really think of any other guy on this team that has somewhat of a ego issue that he could be referring to on the offensive side of the ball. So that's probably who they were directing it at. And I don't think Debo is going to have any type of ego issue. Kliff Kingsbury said Jay Daniels' arm strength is better and he's stronger, no doubt. So I love to see that. And obviously we know the picture's been going viral of Jaden Daniels when it comes to him working out and everything that we've seen thus far. It says also Kliff Kingsbury left a note on Adam Peters' desk before the draft asking him to take Josh Connolly Jr. We've heard about that as well. And it says, the last thing I'll read is he says, Kliff Kingsbury says on why he wanted to stay in Washington. He says, DQ has created a tremendous culture, excited to continue to learn from DQ and these other coaches and continue to try to build on things. So that's pretty much what we heard from Kliff. And OTAs day one is in the books. Terry McLaurin was not there today at practice. Neither was Marshawn Lattimore nor Laramie Tunsil. And with the last two guys, it doesn't really bother me at all. Again, at the end of the day, it is voluntary. You would love to see all your guys there, but it is voluntary. You do not have to be there. And for me, with Terry McLaurin, we already know the issue with him, or the situation with him, I should say. He's wanting to get a new contract, bro. He's about to get a new contract, and you don't want to risk injury with any team activities and nothing like that. That's what I at least assume. He could probably be chilling. Like, he could probably be like, it's voluntary, I'm good. But that's why I think Terry's not the type of guy to really do that. Terry's the guy that's going to show up, prepare, and practice with the team regardless of the time of year. So I think it's simply because he's about to get a new contract and he doesn't want to risk any type of injury. Again, this was the same kind of phase that we went through with Terry McLaurin when he got his first contract. So That's why I think he wasn't there. As far as Larry Tunsil and Marshawn Lattimore, I really don't have no answers for those guys as to why they were absent, but I don't think it's no big deal. Those are veteran guys that's been around the horn quite a bit, so they don't necessarily need to be there. But that said, not a lot to cover, but a lot to cover, if you feel me. Like I said in the intro, it's a lot of topics to cover, but at the same time, we pretty much covered it in 10 minutes. So that being said, let me just leave it in the comment section. As always, me and boy Juan Gotti. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I want to go to 10,000 subscribers because they appreciate me reach that goal. So it's possible. Thank you so much. Y'all have blessed. Stay safe. Be easy out there. Peace.
Never gave up one day. Ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a laundry.